Welcome to The Drop, everyone. According to Vanity Fair, we have reached peak girl. There's been nothing short of a mass level commitment to the Barbie movie and its marketing, but this article that we found this week explains that there's something deeper about our collective response. The writer states that there's a reinvigorated longing for a return to girlhood. Now, there are some criticisms with this: commercialization, the ripping of linguistic terms, the idea that Barbie is femininity without consequence. And I'd say we have a pretty good variety of girls here on our team. Some of us are mothers, some of us are adventurers, some of us are amazing axe throwers. So I'm excited to welcome some of them here today and hear their thoughts. Jill, welcome. What did you think about all the different terms that this article referenced? Cool girl, corporate girly, that girl, girl boss. Are there some that you frequently use or some that you possibly can't stand?
More that I can't stand, but I'm going to preface this. So I'm the girl that goes to the store and I want the rest of the shirt. Girl boss to me is kind of like that slap in the face term. It's a placating term. Again, it's a role playing term. So to me, this whole article was really touching on like that girly feminine phase that we're in. To me is a lot more about, they're just saying it's a role playing. So, women getting a job because they need to check a female box in the business quota. That's a slap in the face too. That's somebody playing a role. We've somehow built these false narratives around femininity is what I'm going to end with. The need to be playing certain roles, that girly role, wearing pink, everybody loving you, being cute, being young. I think we need to change that a little bit from this hyper girly movement to really going back to more actual female empowerment of strong women who work hard. But that's just
I'm with you. Camille, how has the term girl shown up for you in your life?
So I've heard it a lot, I would say, but being Latina in Spanish, the way it translates, I've heard, has been through the term nena, which a lot of times it's come up in music. It's come up in my personal experience too, when I've traveled to Mexico and recently traveled to Spain, and even random people, typically men, have used that term, and it's been waiters or taxi drivers like, oh, hey, nena, like, let's go, or whatever it was. To me, it's off-putting. I feel like across cultures, it can be off-putting. Again, I think it definitely depends on the context. Something I realized with it too is more from a generational perspective, that the older generation, it was more common, and it was almost even a term of endearment to say, oh, I'm like my nena or whatever it was, or in music. But now I really think it's cringe. And I think it's kind of made its way through the years, not in a good way. And yeah, I think a lot of times the word girl or nena in this case, it's kind of making women feel as less than. So nena specifically is like baby or chick or girl. So it really is kind of just putting women down in not a blatant way, but just kind of under the radar type of, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think, I tend to revolt with the concept of girl when it's presented alongside the notion of youth. So I personally have no issue with girl power as it typically relates to women trying to inspire one another, whether that with music or art or wisdom, what have you. But to assume that we are all youthful and innocent and desire to stay this way, that doesn't really sit with me. I don't crave my girlification as a coping mechanism, which is what this article kind of said. Bree, how do you feel about being girly?
So funny thing, I grew up with two brothers, always playing outside, building tree houses and playing with lightsabers. So I wasn't your girly girl. Instead of a Barbie dream house, I had a 101 Dalmatian house I made out of cardboard. But it's funny now, having a daughter of my own, to see her personality develop, because unlike her lightsaber wielding mother, she's all about princesses and dress up and all things girly, despite my best efforts to present her with other options. And it made me think of one of my favorite ad campaigns. Always did this #LikeAGirl ad, where they film real kids across different ages acting out these stereotypical girly behaviors. So they'll prompt the kid, show me how you throw. Now show me how you throw like a girl. And girly or girl has this negative connotation around it. And it's funny because now as an adult, I am more girly. I wear dresses, I have makeup, things my 9-year-old tomboy self would just be like astounded by. But that doesn't make me any less of a badass. I'm not a fan of being called a girl as a grown woman, just like I wouldn't refer to my male colleagues as boys. It's infantilizing. I don't like it. So my hope is my daughter grows up to be strong, empowered, and independent. And, I remind her that her worth isn't dictated by her gender, but instead by her character.
Love that. All right, one last question for you all. Are you going to go see the Barbie movie? Raise your hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jill's like, yeah, I'll probably still go see it. My expectations are kept low. Now, if anyone is looking for an alternative, I've heard a lot of powerful things about The Sound of Freedom. And it's basically where they try to save a girl from human trafficking. So just another alternative out there for you. But I really appreciate everyone's opinions here. And I love you all. I love working with all you women. So hope you guys have a great weekend.
Good
Thanks.
weekend.